to it. Start when you're ready.
Whether it is something as distant and broad as a government scandal or sex trafficking, or as close and personal as a drug abuser or school shooter, no one need look far to find sobering tragedies. But what I consider the world's greatest tragedy is of a different nature. I'm concerned because many Christians seem to have forgotten that Christianity is a complete system of thought and a comprehensive way of life, not a convenient add-on. I believe that we as Christians must strive to integrate our beliefs into all areas of life. Come on a journey as I share what has convicted me, and perhaps you will continue towards a more integrated Christian. What is integrated Christianity, you may ask? The word integrity shows up in one of the oldest known written works, the book of Job. In a conversation following Satan's failed attempts to destroy Job's integrity, God inquires, "Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, who fears God and turns away from evil? He still holds fast his integrity, although you have incited against him." Job's devotion to God clearly governed his actions in all areas of life. Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary defines integrity as wholeness and the entire unimpaired state of anything. As a result, when I use the phrase integrated Christianity, I mean an unimpaired relationship with Christ that impacts the whole of life. I'm not alone in noticing the need for Christianity to govern all areas of life. Ken Ham, founder of Answers in Genesis, states, "Ultimately, there are only two ways of thinking, starting with the revelation of God, the Bible, as the foundation for all things, resulting in a Christian worldview, or starting with man's beliefs as foundational to all thinking, resulting in a secular worldview." Francis Schaeffer, philosopher and apologist, states, "I love the biblical system as a system. Everything begins with the kind of God who is there, and everything flows from this in a non-contradictory way." Ken Ham and Francis Schaeffer both emphasize that the biblical worldview is a complete system of thought that must permeate all of our actions. Yet, too often, we forget to fully integrate the truth of God's word into our daily decisions and actions. I believe we have a tendency to become too comfortable in our affluent society, and as a result, stop responding to God's gentle prompts to change. Recently, in a history and literature class, I was surprised as the teacher, also a youth pastor, decided to take the whole 3-hour class to talk about witnessing. As he spoke, I was convicted that I was not sharing Christ with others as I am called to. It literally felt as if I were being poked and prodded from every direction. But I was convinced that I should make witnessing a priority. But the next day, I was a little less motivated. And the day after that, I started to forget. Soon, I wasn't even thinking about what God wanted to do in me. It grieves me to think how quickly I let my conviction wane, simply because it would have been uncomfortable to begin sharing my faith. But I don't think I'm alone in my struggle to live my entire life as an act of worship to God. When I look around at my peers in my church at home, or Christians that I meet in communities abroad, I can't help but wonder if they're stuck in the same place I am. We crave nearness to God, but aren't willing to take action on the hard things that would spur us closer to Him. We appreciate the general blessings that Christianity offers, but shy from our calling to be a city on a hill when the world has gone dark. Jesus calls us to follow Him, to carry our cross, and to fight the good fight. But so much easier to sit in the grandstands as a fan than to be a follower. I know that I struggle with the tendency to be passive in my Christian life, and I suspect there are many, many others who feel the same way. To counter my tendency towards passivity, I have determined to begin applying Christianity to all areas of my life. On a tour of Biola University in Southern California, my eyes zeroed in on the college's motto, "Think biblically about everything." I was intrigued. If only I could honestly think biblically about everything, I could live an integrated Christian life. As a start, I realized I could begin by applying this mindset to my personal music library. At this point in time, there were many songs in my library that I had not purchased and did not own. Somewhere in the back of my head, I knew it was stealing and that stealing was wrong, but I suppressed it. So now I allowed myself to ask the question, is this truly glorifying God? The answer, of course, was no, and so I cleaned the stolen songs out of my library. The defining moment was when I decided to become honest enough with myself and ask what biblical principles apply to this situation. Integrating Christianity is asking what biblical principle speaks to this decision, and then decisively following through with action when the answer is clear. I believe that biblical principles can be applied to music, to entertainment, to education, to friendships, to family, to the workplace, and to every other aspect of life. I believe Christians who are willing to exchange the comfort of passivity for the thrill of actively following Christ without reservation will shape culture instead of being conformed by it. I believe those Christians who are committed to becoming more like Christ by integrating their beliefs into all areas of life will truly change the world. D.L. Moody, an 18th century revivalist and founder of Moody Bible Institute, recalled the words that first inspired him. The world has yet to see what God can do with a person fully consecrated to Him. Will you join me in striving to be those